Welcome to Cucina, Kouzina. Today is our 5th episode and we will be making Greek Christmas cookies, and they're also known as wedding cookies, and the Italian version of the Christmas cookie. And oddly enough, the batter is the same, it's just the decoration is different between the Greek cookie and the shape is different as well between the Greek cookie and the Italian cookie. The Greek cookie resembles a snowball, but the Italian cookie is a little flat. So first what I want to do is talk about the ingredients. So what I do is I sift about 4.5 to 5.5 cups of all-purpose flour with 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So this is all sifted, all pre-sifted. If you don't have one of those flour sifters, you can use one of these. And this is just a regular old strainer. That just makes it, the flour, it just breaks up the clumps so you don't get clumps in your dough. So, and the baking powder that you want to use is aluminum free, because if you use the other with the aluminum, it has a little bit of a metallic taste and you don't want that. So in addition to that, and we're going to use about, and you know I like cinnamon, but I use about 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Here I have 1/4 cup of crushed walnuts. You can use any way to crush the walnuts. You want them finely chopped, and I use the food processor for that. And then 1 egg, 1/4 cup of sugar, and what you want is 2.5 tablespoons of anisette, which is in this. So I'm going to start, and in addition to that, you're going to use 1/2 pound of salted butter and 1/2 pound of unsalted butter. Now before you start, you want to make sure that the butter is softened. It might take a little while. Just take it out of the refrigerator, put it on the counter, and try to get it to room temperature. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a hand mixer, but you can use other types of mixers if you want. So I am going to cream the butter. And try to get that down. And you're going to cream it. I'm trying not to make a little mess here, but sometimes that's inevitable. Okay. Then you're going to add your sugar. And the type of sugar I use, again, is raw sugar. But if you like the bleached white kind, you can use that as well. Just try to be healthy. Add the egg. Get a spatula and get all that in there. And before you start, make sure your hands are clean, because we're going to go and do it the old-fashioned way, where we're going to get in there and knead the dough by hand. Add your anisette. Okay, now you're going to start adding your flour and baking powder mixture, little at a time. And the reason I say 4.5 to 5.5 cups is because it depends on the dryness of the kitchen. The drier the kitchen, the more wet ingredients you need. And if you have high humidity, you'll need more of the flour mixture. Okay, when it starts to get tough like this, take all the butter mixture and flour mixture and take it out. And now we're going to start doing everything by hand. So, get as much of it off as you can, because it's a very nice butter cookie. And this is good. This is good when the kids can help, because they like to get their hands in the, again, clean hands. So what I do is I just take the flour and I also put it on my hands. Kind of get some of that off. Then I'm gonna start kneading the dough and knead the flour into the butter, into the wet ingredients, the butter mixture. And you're going to form a nice ball. So I have more flour here than I actually needed, I believe. So just keep kneading, and we'll show you how and then you makes a little bit of a mess, but You can clean that up later. Now, we're also going to put walnuts in this. Now, I usually put the walnuts, mix it in with the dough. But if you don't want to do that, and I've done this in the past, when you roll the cookies, what you can do is flatten it out, put a little bit of the walnut mixture in the ball. This is for the Greek cookie part. In the little ball, close it up, and then roll it. And then when you bite into it, you have a nice little walnut surprise. Just keep mixing and getting in there. Take out your aggressions on the dough. You had a bad work week, and you can just take out aggressions. Therapeutic. Okay. Now, to this, while I'm kneading, I'm going to add my cinnamon. So again, add as much as you want. I like to put a little bit more than most people, but it tastes delicious. So knead all that into the dough. Mix it very, very well. And don't forget, the moisture from your hands also plays a part in this. So that's why you don't want the dough too wet, because as you knead, this is going to absorb. Okay, I'm going to add the walnuts and mix that in very well. You should, the way you can tell that you mixed everything well is you don't see them. You don't see the walnuts. So just continue to knead. You just see the flecks. Oh, I see a little shell there. That's another reason when you're mixing by hand, if for some reason, when even in the food processor, if there was a shell in the walnut itself, then you can feel it and take that out so somebody doesn't, when they bite into the cookie, they don't break their teeth. I'm going to add a little bit more flour. You don't want this to be a sticky dough. Coming together. Now the other thing that you can do with this dough, say for Thanksgiving, we're filming just before Thanksgiving, but the holidays are coming up. So Christmas, Hanukkah, all the various holidays. You can make this dough ahead of time and freeze it. And then thaw it out, bake it, and then all you have to do is put the decoration on, and then you're good to go. Sometimes when you have those last minute parties, somebody wants you to make something. It's still a little sticky. And somebody wants you to make something and it's tomorrow. So all you have to do, I mean, this only takes, when you put it in the oven, when we put it in the oven, it's going to be at 375 degrees. And depending on the type of oven you have, it'll take 20 to 25 minutes to cook. Now, the trick is, though, you need to let the cookie cool before you put it in the powdered sugar or the icing. There. A little bit more because it's a little humid in here. So the dough will be just at the consistency of just before it gets dry. You don't want it, again, you don't want it sticky. This is a nice little dough ball. Okay, now you're going to take the dough, lightly grease your cookie sheet with some butter. And for the Greek version, you're going to take a little piece of the dough and you're going to roll it. And this yields about 2.5 dozen. So I'm gonna just do a couple of these. This is the Greek version. You roll it into little snowballs. I'm gonna do about 6 of each kind right now, just to demonstrate. Now for the Italian version, you're going to take the dough, roll it around, but flatten it. Make a little like round, small little thick pancake. So I'm going to make about 6 of those just to show you. This one was a little misshapen, so we'll just fix that. Okay, so there you have it. Again, put it into a 375 degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. You want a golden brown, and then you want to check maybe 3/4 of a way through to make sure the bottom is brown and not burnt, because it's not going to brown on the top. You're not going to be able to see it. All right, well, thank you. We're going to take a break, and then I'll show you how to decorate. Well, welcome back. The cookies have been cooked. As you see, you can see the little brown on the bottom. This is the Italian version, and this is the Greek version, which the little snowballs, and they did flatten out a little bit. So we're gonna start the decoration. So for the Greek version, I usually do this. You take a Ziploc bag, and I usually do it one at a time, but I don't have that many cookies to do. So I'm just gonna dump the powdered sugar into the bag. And then you're gonna seal it up Well, that one doesn't want to stay. Seal it up and shake it all about. Now make sure that the cookies are cool, because otherwise you're going to have, it's going to be a little bit of a mess. So I'm going to leave those in the corner for now. And then now I'm going to make the icing for the Italian cookies. So you're going to put your milk, 1 cup of milk to 2 tablespoons of milk to 1 cup of powdered sugar. So you're going to mix that up with a whisk. You can use cream, half and half, whatever you want to use. So try to, and make sure that there aren't any lumps in for the icing, and just keep mixing it up. If you want, you could also use that sifter that I had mentioned before to sift the flour and the baking powder when you're making the dough itself. You can sift the powdered sugar too if you want. Some people do that too. It just makes it a lot easier because it looks like I have a few little lumps here. So you just have to keep whisking that until you don't have any of those. And this is the consistency that you want for the icing. So I'm going to keep whisking, whisking, whisking. You don't want any lumps again. Okay, this is the consistency that you want. Get all of your bubbles out too as well. And this is what you want to see. You want to see like a little ribbon. So what I'm going to do for the Italian version here is I'm going to take a spoon and take a cookie sheet and a cookie cooling rack, and take a little bit of the icing and spoon it over the cookies. Just like that. It'll drip down. You can put as much or as little as you want. It depends on what you like. Now, you're going to, while this is wet, you're also going to decorate it with Christmas sprinkles. But if you're making this recipe any other time of the year, you can use whatever color sprinkles you like. For Halloween, you can do the orange and black. For Christmas, you can do purple. Whatever you like. I'm almost done. I'm not putting too much on here, but because I just don't want it to drip all over the place. But you can load it up if you like. A few more. Set that aside. And now you're going to take Christmas sprinkles. And you can get these at Wilton's, Amazon, anyone you want. If you want, it depends on what you like. This is the little Christmas sprinkles. These are the nonpareil sprinkles, Christmas sprinkles. And just sprinkle all those around. Those tend to wander. So, and then you want it to set. Now, if you want it to set a little faster, put it in the refrigerator before you plate it. Now, for the Greek ones, were already set. So we're gonna plate those. I'm gonna take them out of the bag. I'm gonna put them in the little cupcake liners. And I have these are a little small because I made them big. I have a heavy hand. And I also have the Christmas cupcake liners and these other ones that are, and you can get these anywhere too. You can get these at Wilton's or order them on Amazon as well. These, just to let you know, these are a little messy. So you're gonna get a little dirty. And then the other thing that you might want to do if you're making these not for Christmas, but wedding cookies, using this white, and I'm using a white and silver cupcake liner. You can use some silver sprinkles, which I have over here. And it's very fine. And you can use it for Christmas as well. This is edible. This is not glitter from the hardware store. So this is edible glitter. So so as you see, this is working with powdered sugar is very, very messy. Now, if you want to buy some red and green for Christmas, red and green edible glitter, you can do that as well. But it's a little pretty. Okay, so assuming these are set, these are the Italian cookies. I'm putting these in Christmas cupcake holders. These are the bigger ones. Actually, they set pretty well. I didn't have to put them in the refrigerator. So there you have it. You have the Italian Christmas cookies. You have the Greek Christmas cookies with or without the edible glitter. You can also use these Greek cookies. They're called wedding cookies as well. So again, I hope to see you in future episodes. And Kala Christougina, which is Merry Christmas in Greek, and Happy Holidays, and have a happy and healthy New Year.